Hi there, it's Karen here from Turquoise Treasures. Welcome back to my channel and to continue work on my file folder folio using this lovely kit by Artie Mays called Shabby Chic. So the next thing we need to do today, I've just opened this up, is we're going to work on this panel here, panel 2. So I'll give you all the measurements as we go along. So we'll just cut all the pieces first of all from the file folders, then we'll score them, and then we'll start to decorate and add the extra flippy things like envelopes and things like that. So the first thing to do is to get a new file folder out. So I'll just fold this up and put this out of the way for a moment. Oops. Just put it there because we'll need to bring it back in when it's time to put them into the file folder, into the folio. So the first thing we need to do is to cut our outer foldouts, and we're going to label everything so that it's really clear what we're working with. So the first pair of foldouts are going to be cut at 7 1/4 by 4 1/2. So I'll just bring in my trimmer, and because of the much as I would love to be able to incorporate this file folder part, because of the way, if I wanted to do that, I'd actually have to use so many file folders, but just to get to use this for each one and make it matching, I'm going to actually cut this off because it's not very practical to include that, because it would take up too many file folders to include the tab part. I try to incorporate it, but because I have to, in order to be able to make this work for all the foldouts from one file folder, we need to cut this off, and you'll understand why in a moment. Right, so I'm going to cut this now at 7 1/4. I was trying to figure out whether I should do it 4 1/2, then 4 1/2, and 7 1/4 down, but actually that way we end up using too much file folder on one set. So this way I can actually get 2 out of this side and 2 out of the other side. So I'm going to cut this at 7 1/4. Just get my instructions with all my measurements, my little book with all my measurements in. Just get that out of the way, it's blocking my way at the moment. There we go. So 7 1/4 across. Yep. And then that will work for the next 2 pieces. And then I need this piece at 4 1/2. Okay, we now have 2 pieces, 7 1/4 by 4 1/2. So we're going to label these. It's not a very sharp pencil, let's get a sharper pencil. This is now the left outer fold out and the right outer fold out, and these will be the smaller of the 2, but one's on the outside, and you'll see why in a moment. Then we need to do the 2 inner fold outs. Okay, so bring the cutter back in. So again, I'm going to trim this off, this tab piece. Then I'm going to measure the 2 of these at 7 3/8 by 4 7/8. So the first one across is 7 and 1, 2, 3/8. 7 3/8 across. And then you've only got a little piece left, but you've got quite a few cut-offs underneath, which you may be able to use for the flips. I just want to trim off this little corner here, I think, just so that I haven't got any weird bits sticking off. Right. Okay, 4 7/8, 2 pieces at 4 7/8. Right, so we now have 2 pieces, 4 3/8 by 4 7/8, and this is the left inner fold out. And the right inner fold out. So this is these are slightly larger than the other two. So now we have to do our flips, our flip up and our flip down. So I don't think I've got anything. So I've used nearly all of that file folder for these 4 pieces. So we need a new one for the flips. Right, so this file folder, you want to find one that's got 2 tab pieces, because I think we will definitely incorporate these in our up and down flips. So I'm going to cut from this side at 4 3/8. Now I've got to do it the other way. Get it done the right way. Right, 4 3/8. So that will just include the 2 tab pieces, which will be nice to have those as part of the flips. And then each of them you'll need to cut it. Well, the first one needs to be cut at 5 inches. That's the bottom flip. And then the top flip at 5 1/4. So 5 1/4 for the top one, so that it slightly overlaps. And then we've got this piece left to start to use for panel 3. So that's all we need for that at the moment. And all I need to do now is to make sure that the 2 tab pieces match. So I'm just going to line it up and then cut round it. I think it's the easiest thing to do. Obviously one is just slightly longer than the other, and then we'll write which one is which. Okay, just get my scissors and just make sure it's sellotape on there. I don't know where that's come from. Just round it off. Right, so now we have the 2 flips. The larger flip is the top flip. So that's this one, that's the one that's 5 1/4 high. So top flip and bottom flip. Right, now we need to do our scoring. So bring the pieces back in. So the inner fold outs and the top flips we'll put to one side. I don't need these pieces at the moment. I'll pick those up. Okay, so we've got the left outer fold out and the right outer fold out. So you have to score this one from the left and this one from the right. So we'll take the left one. So remember, this is the outer fold out. That's what we've labelled. So this one needs to have a little bit of a spine, so we score it in 2 places. And it's not lying straight for some reason. Right, so this one we need to score at 1/2 inch. So I can get my little scorer to stay in one position. 1/2 inch. And then at 3/4 inch. So it just gives us a little 1/4 inch spine. So that's the left one. And then the right one, we can just turn it over, so we can still do it from this side. And of course, if you've got your scoreboard is the other way around, you can do it, you can do it from the right as well. So I'm just going to score it, not with the pencil, that's not what I need. Where'd my little thingy go? There it is. 1/2 inch. And 3/4 inch. So then that's scored on the right. So they're done. And then you want to just fold them under. Just trying to think which way they've got to flip out. So they're going to flip out like that. That's right. So you fold them. I mean, if you fold them the wrong way, then you just have to turn them the other way. It's not a problem. Sometimes it's quite good to get them folded both ways. It makes them a bit more flexible sometimes if you've burnished both directions. Right, so that's our outer fold out, ready to flip like that. And then we'll do the same with the right hand one. Look straight. Hope I don't not quite folded that right. That's it. Okay, all good. So that's the outer fold outs. Now we want our inner fold outs. These are going to have a single score. So the left hand one, you need to score it at half an inch. But it's just one single score. 1/2 inch for the left hand one, and 1/2 inch on the right for this one. And then we roll that and burnish it. And burnish this one. Okay, one from the left and one from the right. So that's your the inner fold outs. And then we've got our flips. And then both of them, you need to turn it because you're going to flip it up. So you want the scoring to be on the bottom of the flip, or in that case it'll be on the top, but on the along the narrower edge anyway. Well, from the narrow edge, should I say. So you want to turn it that way. This is the top flip, and you're going to have 2 scores on this one at 1/2 inch. Whoops. And at 1 inch. Because these are going to be on the outside, so they need the deepest spine to go around everything else. And the same with this one. Bottom flip. And we're going along that way, so you've got your tab on the right. And we score at 1/2 inch. And then at 1 inch. Just put that away for the moment. And just fold these. So that will flip up like that, so we just need to fold and burnish, fold again, whoops, and burnish that one down. So then you've got your bottom flip, so it'll stick on like that, and it'll flip like that. And then you've got your top flip. Got the 2 folds there. Okay, so there we are. We have our 6 pieces that make up panel 2. Right, so the next step is optional, but I'm going to turn the camera off and do it all off camera, and that is to ink around all the edges and along all the fold lines, because I like that look. But that's definitely not necessary if you prefer to leave it as it is. So I'll be right back when I've done that. Okay, so I've inked all of the edges with my Victorian velvet, because I really like that. And I've also gone ahead and inked and chosen some envelopes to add to the edges of the fold outs for the extra flips. So I've got one for each of these 2 outer fold outs, and the way I'm going to attach them, I'm going to put one on this side, and I'm going to slightly not put them level with each other. I'm just going to put one slightly nearer the top. They are a bit bigger than the ones I used on the prototype, just because I didn't have many of those envelopes left. I had one, which I might use on the next fold outs, but on these outer ones I'm just going to use these smallish ones, as long as they're smaller than your actual fold out. I mean, it can be taller, it can be narrower, but as long as it doesn't overlap, it doesn't matter what size it is. So I've got one of those at the top, and one, they're just slightly out of alignment so that it looks a little bit more interesting to the eye. Right, so what we're going to do, I'm going to just trim those down a little bit, I think. Scissors. Just because you don't need too much of a flap. And let's take this one, I could just chop this one down as well. And I'm going to glue those into place. So that's Okay, so they're glued into place, and then we need to glue in these fold-outs. These are the outer fold-outs. Have I done it the right way around? Yes. Yep. Yep. That's it. I could do them onto the other side as well. I can't remember which way around I did the others. But I don't think it matters which way you do it. You could have them inside and then flipping out there as well. I'm wondering whether to do another one on the inside. We'll see what we did on the, on the first one. I can't remember which way around I did it now. So these are the ones we're working on, the outer ones. So they were actually flipped on the inside. And these ones I've done on the outside. It's supposed to show you can do whichever way you want. And I'm just wondering whether I want something. Well, I might put something else on the inside. I might put a tuck or something. So there we are. We've done it a bit different. Just goes to show you don't have to do the same. And they'll overlap each other like that. Okay, let's put them in the folio. So the first ones you have to put in has got to be the outer fold-outs. And these are the ones with the little 1/4-inch spine. So, where's the other one gone? I don't think it matters which way round you stick them in or which way round you flap them over. So I'm going to put the glue onto the inner fold or inner flap or whatever you want to call this piece. And then you want to have it right up against the join. So it's best if you flatten it down actually so that you can see where you're putting it. So just a touch in from the join so make sure this comes up. And then you can burnish it down. Open it up, burnish it down. And then to make sure you line that up, put the glue on this side. Flatten it like that. So that way you can make sure you line it up with your left hand one. A little bit more tricky. Just try and make sure you're lining them up. Okay. I'm sure you'll make a better job of it than I do. These sort of things always challenge me. Okay. I think we're in. You have a few moments before it won't glue anymore. So I think we're lined up. Open that out. Finish this down a bit. Just make sure it's glued in. Right, so you've now got your outer fold outs. So as I say, you can have your flips either way. You could almost have it like that if you wanted to. I might even do that. I haven't decided whether I want it on the inside, on the outside. You have that option. So the next thing to put in are the have to put our flips in next. Bottom flip and top flip. So make sure they fit in between. You want to line that up there, and it'll come up and flip like that. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten the other fold out. That goes in last. So this is your bottom flip. Try and centralise it. Line it up with the bottom of your fold outs. And I've stuck the wrong bit down, haven't I? I mean, I've got the right bit glued, I just put it in the wrong place. Oh, don't worry. This is how not to do it. And luckily I realised in time. So again, centralise it. That's the bit. You want that flattened so that you can see this spiny bit. Not the other way around. Then you can open it and burnish it down. We're going to cover all that anyway, so don't worry. Okay, so you've got your bottom flip. Now you need to add the top flip. And we'll fold it like that. Slide it into place. In fact, I might just make sure we're lined up by doing that. Line it up with the bottom one and with the top of the fold out, like that. We're about okay, I think we're in place. Clip him up, burnish it all down nicely. So you have your top flip like that. So what we want to do next is to decorate these. Before we put anything more in the centre, I think we need to decorate our fold outs and our flips. Right, so could actually, I think, because this is a bit in the way now, I mean you could decorate before you add the flips. I think that wouldn't be a problem. I've just folded it underneath, I think that'll be fine. So I want to just trying to decide, which I've got to decide now really, whether I'm going to have these flipping this way. I think I'll have them flipping out just because that's a bit different. Like that. But I want to decorate them, so I've got to pick my papers. That's always the hard part, is deciding on the papers, make sure they'll all coordinate, it's just a case of which ones do I want. Wondering whether to use her on one of them. Like that. And then this one would go on the other side. You can decorate that up, or you can use that as writing space. That's one option, I like that. What else have I got? I've got this. This is also really pretty, I might use that. Will that be wide enough? That would look rather nice too. That there. No, a lot of it's going to be covered by the envelope, isn't it? But that will happen on both of them. I think I'll use this one, I like this one. Alright, so this one, I am literally just going to mark them with my pencil. Mark it there. Just allow a little bit in from the edge. Mark that there. That's the right hand one. And then the left hand one. Bear in mind we have to do the inside as well. There's lots of decorating to do. That's not the good pencil. That's the better pencil. Yes. So again, just mark it where I want it. And mark that. Okay, so I'm going to cut these and stick them on, and then I'll be back. Right, so I've inked and stuck on these two decorative panels. I also decided just to round my corners. In fact, I haven't quite remembered to re-ink those corners that I've... So that corner and that corner I decided I would round. And I'm still not sure about having these envelopes on the outside. I think I prefer these panels to be clear, so I might just turn that on the inside. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover up this envelope, whereas on the previous, on the prototype, I actually put my journal cards inside the envelope that way and left this open. I think what I'll do is I cover this up and I'll cut across the top, I think, of the envelope and put a card in the top. I think that's what I'm going to do with this one. So I need to decorate these two envelopes, this side and then the other side. So I think, let's have a think. I was thinking I might use this piece of paper. I might use, to see which way I'm going to do what I'm going to do with the inside. Maybe I need to do the inside first, and then it'll inform me as to what I need to use for my envelope. So I'll leave that to one side for now. Let's decide what I'm going to use inside the panel. So I've got this one, which is really pretty, and I've got that for that side. So yeah, I think I might use that. So again, I shall measure in my usual accurate fashion. This is the favourite way most people like to measure. And down the bottom. And I'll do the same on the other side. And right over to the edge. Cut it down there. And then about there. So I'll lose the bottom of the bird cage, but I'm not going to worry about that too much. Or I could lose the top of the flower, but I think I'll just do it here. Okay, so yet again, I'm going to cut them and adhere them, and then we'll come back and do the envelopes. Right, so those panels are now stuck in. I'm still umming and ahhing about what to do with my envelopes, but I did find this piece of paper is in part of the kit, and I thought actually she might look rather lovely just there. So I'm thinking I'm back to the original option, which works better really as far as logistically, because it flips more readily that way now that I've stuck it that way. So it's just a case of making it work. So I think I'm going to cut it, and then I want most of at least some of the flowers. I want it to be about here, I think. and then about here. So let's cut that. Might be able to use my little trimmer for that. And then cut it about there. And again. There. How's that going to look? So if she goes on there like that, that will actually look quite nice. I think. I do. So then on the other one, yeah, so that one will be like, it'll be this one on the outside, this one on the inside. So then I will have the other side of the paper, I think, where I've got the other, got some roses again. If I do it there, pencil, and then the rose will just, this rose will just poke out, won't it, from the side. So there, and right where that line is. So let's cut that one. That'll make some quite good backing for tags, I think. Some of this paper. Yep. And that one would go there like that. That might look okay actually, I think. So I'm just going to ink around and stick these two pieces down, and then we'll do the inside. Okay, just remember, before I stick these down, I need to cut across the top of these because I need to put a journaling card at the top. So I'm just going to grab my scissors. This could be tricky. I have to fold this one in. It keeps sticking to my ruler because of the magnets. Right, so I think I need to do it, fold this in a bit and then just cut across the top here. Okay, check I've got it. Yep, okay, and I'll do the same on the other side. Whoop. Can't get rid of this ruler, it keeps attaching itself to my magnets. Let's put it out of the way. Right. Okay. Where are we? I get a bit lost with this thing sometimes. Now, which I've cut that. I'm going to have to stick it down again by the looks of it. And now I need to do the one on the other side. Do this one. It's a bit more tricky for me on the other side. Being left-handed. Right. Let's see what we have now. So we have that there, so I need to just glue it down at the top there. Leave that in place. See if the other one, yep, the other one's come undone as well. Just stick those two corners down. And then when we put the paper on, it'll hold it down even better. Right, so what I probably need to do is think about whether I want to do any inking on the inside. So I'm probably going to do a little divot. Maybe I'll do the inking after I've done that. Yep, it's just remember trying to do things in the right order, isn't it? Now, what have I done with the bit of paper that's going to go on here? There she is. Okay, so back to what I was doing. I started inking, thought, no, I've got to cut my pocket before I forget. So I'll be right back when these are both being stuck down. Okay. Right, we're making a bit of progress. I've got my pictures on this side of the envelope and then on this side. This one I think looks a little plain, so I just thought I'd get to have a look at my little ladies that I bought. These are the Female Beauties set number 1 from Artie Mays. And I picked out some because some of them have got a little bit of colour in them, and I thought I'd see how they went with the general feel of the rest of it. So she's quite nice. Also, I think if I fold her in, you also get a bit of a feel for how she fits in. So she's got some little pink roses, so that would fit quite nicely, and a little bit of pink in her dress. And then we've got this lady, and she's got a hat, and the other ladies do have fancy hats, so she might be a good one. And she's also got a bit of pink. And then this one has also got a bit of pink and a fancy hat. I'm just wondering which one to go for. I don't think I'll go for the young girl because she hasn't got the hat. Not that that's essential, but I thought it'd be nice to have them all kind of going together a little bit. I think I might go for this one. I think the other ones will probably make an appearance later on, but it's a bit too big, so I'm going to cut it down a bit. It's a case of where to cut it, really. And there, I think. I'll need to go on this side a bit more now on the top because I made it a bit narrower. Get rid of some of this dark stuff as well. See how that looks. I don't think I've cut that very straight, actually. Oh dear. Cut that a bit more. Give me all these tiny bits. Good. Right, so I'm liking her. I think I might ink her up a little bit. Bring in the pink. It's a case of whether I want a little something behind her as well. I'm wondering about a little bit of doily. I think I've got a bit of pink doily. Okay, I've got two options. I have some avocado dyed doily, and I also have some of the turquoisey coloured doily from the food colouring. Two different shades of that. Have I got any deeper pink? No, it's about the same. Right, let's see which colour looks better. So I've got a very pale sort of aqua colour and somewhat deeper colour here, and I have the pink. I don't think the pink is quite right actually. The colour's a bit, it's almost a bit lilac-y, this pink. I wonder, because there's lots of, that's the colour that's in the rest of the, maybe it'd be a good idea to bring a bit of that turquoise in. Let's cut a piece of that. See how it looks. Is that the right way up? Yes. Yeah, I think I might put that in there. Okay. So my dyeing session is bearing fruit. I definitely was having this project in mind when I was doing it. And I've also got those pretty laces as well, which I hope to be able to bring in at some point as well. I'm not going to do too much decorating at this stage. Just want to get it made. If I, not too close to the edge. Hope not. Okay. Right. There may be more decorating to do. Just thought for the moment I'll just get little lady on. She might have some more things added at another juncture. I might add a little lace, but I'll do all that, as I say, later on. Okay. Right, so the next thing to do will be the inside of the envelopes. Let's just get these bits and pieces out of the way. Alright, so I've got that one, I've got this one, so yeah, I need to decorate this side. So I think the piece of paper I want to use for this is this piece, and I think we'll just have that side. Make sure we've got it wide enough. And mark it there and cut that piece. cover that side. And then on the other one, we'll do, hang on, where's it gone? There it is. There. This one. And I'll cut it here. Right, and that piece goes there. Alright, I'm going to ink it up and then I'll come back and glue them on camera so that you can see how I'm going to do it. Right, I'll be back in a sec. Right, so I need to stick my piece of paper on here. So I've just popped in a piece of book page inside to stop me going over sticking the whole thing together, and I'm going to put another piece underneath so I can cover the envelope with glue. I'm going to use the glue stick for this. Just go right up to there. I don't really want to go right to the edge, do I? Because a little bit of the edge of the book page showing. And then take this out and then put a little bit of glue along this edge. You'll see I did ink the edges of this envelope because I had originally intended it to be open on this side, but because I messed up a bit when I was actually putting it in, didn't I? So there we are. So that goes along there. Should still, yep, still flaps. And obviously this can be decorated a bit as well further down the line. But for now I'm just covering everything. So I'll leave that one there and then we'll do the other one. Oh yeah, flapping the other way. So open that out, put that there, no, put that there like that. Let's just move it along a bit. And where's my other bit of paper? Just put that in here. I can put the glue on this side. Hang on, where's my wait, before I do that, I lost my bit of paper. Oh, there it is. There's my bit of paper. And here. Try not to go over the edge because I'm not going to take the paper right to the edge, but I probably will. It's not the most not very easy to be accurate with a glue stick. And then my little bead of glue along the edge here. Okay, and stick that to there. Right, and that's our pockets covered. Now I've just got to do a little clip for the thumb holes, don't I? So I don't forget that they're pockets. Alright, so which side do I want to do my little thumb hole? That's the question. I think I might want to do them on the inside. I'll do them here. Oops. There we are. Now I couldn't really have done this before I glued it shut because I hadn't covered it. Let's see if I can get this in there. That's the question. A bit hard to tell if it's central, but I'm doing the best I can. There we are. A little clip there. And we just need to ink things on what's come unstuck anyway. I'll just have to re-stick that back together. I'm wondering whether to put a little bit of paper under there, although it doesn't look too bad. Put this back under because I'm getting ink on the other page. There we are. Now I can glue it back shut. Didn't really give that a chance to dry, did I? Ink along the top. How are we doing? Is that tearing? Oh, it's a little bit torn there, so I might have to do a little bit of reinforcement along here. Okay, let's do the other one. Hopefully this one will. Oh. Just going to try and get the opening. I don't think it's glued shut. It's just not being. Oh, there's a little bit of. Yeah, it's just a little bit tacky along the top there. Okay. Do my little thumb hole again. Hope it doesn't pop open this time, but I can sort it out if it does. And then this underneath and re-ink. Alright, so that one's alright, but if I've got to think of some way of reinforcing the other envelope, I'll probably have to do them both to match. So I might just, maybe I'll just put some, probably put some lace around it. Just so that it's just tearing a little bit here. Right, okay, so I think that's as far as we can go in this video. I don't know if I showed you in my little pocket I did add another little piece of ephemera there because my tag was a little bit loose, so I'll just pop that little piece in as well because it's a deeper pocket, or sort of a gusseted pocket. It was actually a bit, this was flopping around, so having that in there just holds it in a bit more firmly, and I think that looks quite nice there. So then we have this envelope flip out, and I've got to make something to go in here, or I may have something in the kit, we'll have a look. And then that flips out there, and I'll probably put something here. Then we've got this envelope, and that flips out there. So in the next video we will try and do the rest of panel 2. So I've just got to decorate the 2 flips and put the inner fold outs in as well, and they'll take a bit of work. So who knows how far we'll get in the next video. I will try and get it finished, but it takes time. You can see it takes time because I'm having to keep turning off the camera just to get just the basics done, just getting the inking and the gluing done. Otherwise I would never get this finished on camera at all. So yeah, there's quite a lot to do. So I hope you enjoyed this as far as we've gone today. Let's pop that in. And please do join me for the next instalment. I think this is part 3, so it'll be part 4. Bye for now.